what happened is that in the 50s, when Minsky came up with this idea of teaching computers how to think, he thought this is going to be it's not going to take us very long. We're probably going to be able to figure out what this is, the generalization of thought and learning, and implement this in a computer, and then we just need to wait for the computers to be big enough and everything will fall into place. And at some point he said it's going to take between 400 and 400 years, who knows.
Oh, wow.
So at this point he already took a step back. And then in the 1970s, 1972, a team in Edinburgh was trying to get new funding for a lab that was combining ideas and ambitions from robotics and learning and AI into an AI project. And the Royal Society put an outsider on this to study this, to see whether this is basically a generalist. And this was Sir Lighthill. Lighthill was nominally an atmospheric scientist, but he was a polymath and very smart. And he didn't get along with Dennis Mitchell, and so he basically he recommended in a review that was leaked that this was not to be funded. And his argument was mainly, it makes sense to build robots. It also makes sense to build models of the human brain, to be more brain-like, but to model, for instance, neuron functioning and so on. But it doesn't make sense to try to build robots that are human-like, or that basically have a human-like mind. And they try, the original AI researchers and John McCarthy and others tried to explain this is not the point. It's not about the robots. It's about building minds. It's about building systems that can learn, generalize, abstract, and so on. And we think that this is possible, and doesn't necessarily require that we do exactly what biological brains are doing, or try to mimic this, or try to understand neurons or neurochemistry, but it requires that we understand what the brain is doing, what it's computing, the mathematical principle behind it. And I think there is a big cultural opposition in our society. Our society is, and I think this might be a unique feature of Western Christian and post-Christian society, dualist. In a sense, there are, the world that we are in is some kind of simulation, some kind of Minecraft. And our souls are sitting outside of this world. The true mind is not of this world. It's something supernatural that is in the layer outside and above natural reality, natural mechanical physics, and somehow talks to it and interacts with it. And the idea that we could be NPCs, that we are just patterns within the physical world, patterns within Minecraft, is blasphemous. It's an insult to how we perceive ourselves. And I think this is part behind this opposition. And this Lighthill report led to a cancelling of funding for most AI research.
Oh, wow. And
to this, what was called the AI winter. And it basically happened, I was born in 1973, so I was born into the first AI winter. And in the 1980s, we got progress in rule-based system and logic, and then came expert systems and so on. And expert systems famously didn't scale into AI. And in a way, it's only deep learning that is solving this Wittgensteinian puzzle. How is it possible to ground language in reality? How is it possible for a system to build representations that mean something? And regardless of how optimistic we are about the mind-like structure or the potential of LLMs, I think it's somewhat clear that they are able to answer the question of what does it mean to mean something. Because meaning is the reference to a model, right? To an integrated model of reality. And the interesting thing is that the LLM is able to build an integrated model of the entirety of the universe.